So the Aspen Institute, which Harry is a member of, released its final report. Prince Harry has been working for more than half a year to release a report on tackling the growing misinformation and disinformation problem in technology, media, and social media. The group has outlined a list of 15 specific recommendations for leaders to consider adopting across the public, private, and non-profit sectors. Now, I should note that Rupert Murdoch's daughter-in-law is part of this commission, and it's also interesting to note that James Murdoch, who's not part of this commission, but James Murdoch, who is Rupert Murdoch's son, resigned from News Corp following disagreements with his father. So I'd love to be a fly on the wall in a room where Harry and the daughter-in-law are talking. So of the report, Harry said on the Archwell website, so this is straight from the source himself, "For the better part of a year, we at the Aspen Commission have met regularly to debate, discuss, and draft solutions to the mis- and disinformation crisis, which is a global humanitarian issue. I hope to see the substantive and practical recommendations of our commission taken up by the tech industry, the media industry, by policymakers and leaders. This affects not some of us, but all of us." So a link below to read the report if you would like to. It's very detailed and with some great suggestions. And it will be interesting to see which companies, global leaders, and influential voices adopt this or promote this moving forward. I love this for so many reasons, but I love this for Harry the most because the British tabloids really tried to paint him as incompetent. And I had to laugh because when the story broke about Harry being part of the Aspen Institute, there was a headline in the Daily Fail and it read something like, "Prince Harry takes his second job." He now has 2 jobs, and I think it had the word "two" in like capital letters because it's such a shock that somebody in the royal family would actually be getting off their arse every morning and going to a job, as opposed to being a lazy, completely unneeding welfare recipient. There are some people that genuinely need welfare, but if you have a golden piano in your living room, you're not one of those people. So something else that happened which you may have missed, the annual Festival of Remembrance took place at the Royal Albert Hall in London to honour service members. The last time this took place was in 2019, before the pandemic. Both Harry and Meghan were still in the firm's fold, and so they actually attended that ceremony. Here you can see them just sat behind the nonce, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Kerry Johnson, his former baby mama, now wife. This is why I tell you that nonce will get away with his shenanigans. Just look at the Viper's Den Harry and Meghan were in. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because at this year's ceremony, there was a very heartfelt moment when a young black boy spoke of what the Invictus Games meant to him. I'll put a link to a Instagram post where you can watch the short clip where he speaks as opposed to watching the whole ceremony. And he said, "A few years ago, I saw my dad at the Invictus Games where he won 3 medals. It meant the world to us." The young man then went on to thank the volunteers from Invictus, and the whole crowd burst into applause. Now, Harry's name was not mentioned, I don't think, but Invictus is Harry's masterpiece, and I'm sure there were a few people in that audience who felt their blood pressure rise a little bit. Harry's presence was definitely felt, even though he was not there. Those servicemen and women know who their brother is, and he is very much loved. They can take away those military titles, but a soldier is a soldier. They serve. They don't even need titles and trinkets. I honestly think all of that is just useless pomp and ceremony. And you can push someone away physically, but if they are a spirit of light, their presence will be felt. The same way Diana's legacy is still felt to this day. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get to 5,000 subscribers before Christmas, everyone. And I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!